Please sit comfortably. Please find a very comfortable position. Keep your back straight as much as you can. Gently close your eyes. Take a few deep, long breaths and relax your whole body. From the top of your head to the tip of your toes. Breathe in deeply, breathe out softly. Relax. Relax. Relax.
Let's begin with loving kindness practice. Begin by sending tender thoughts to yourself, recognizing your basic, essentially good human nature. Send words of comfort to yourself and words of friendliness, and words of peace. May I be free from fear and worry and anxiety, safe from harm, filled with peace. Even in the midst of lots of tragedy and chaos in the world, we always have to come back to ourselves and recognize our essential goodness, our ability to become the people we want to be, with open hearts, with wisdom, with compassion. Even when it's difficult, seems difficult to do that. But any change in this world has to come from within ourselves, towards ourselves. So now extend these same thoughts of love and compassion out to your family members and other loved ones, your extended family made up of your noble friends. May all my loved ones be free from fear and worry and anxiety. May they be safe from harm. And may their hearts be filled with peace. May I be able to accept each one unconditionally, just the way they are right at this moment. Now move out beyond that ring of people who are the most comfortable for us and who exist in our little world. And let's think of the people beyond our comfort zone who are affected today. With pain and suffering. So these are the strangers in our world, but they're very close to us, close to our hearts, and close to us physically and emotionally. So let's think first of all the people who have been killed in Sri Lanka, all of the children, and the killings go on. And then we come very close to home and we think of the little 5-year-old boy, AJ, who has touched all of our lives. And we send loving kindness to all of these victims and all of the survivors and all of the perpetrators. And we remember that we have been in each one of these positions at some point in our long journey through samsara. We have been the perpetrators of violence, we have been the victims, we have been the survivors. We have been each one of the people we mourn and grieve for today around the world. We've been the mothers, the fathers, the children. So each child lost is our own child and is us. Each person who's failed to care for a child is also us. We have all been violent. We have all been witnesses. We have played every single role in this entire drama. All of these stories go on and on and on. So we need to have compassion for everyone involved in the stories, including ourselves. Everyone on this planet and beyond this planet is healing from their own stories and their long journeys. So allow your blessings of loving kindness and compassion to radiate out into the world. Beginning with whoever's sitting around you, radiate out these feelings of compassion and loving kindness to your neighbors here in this room, to this entire city, throughout this entire state and this country. And just keep feeling those qualities of compassion and of joy and of equanimity and loving kindness radiating out. Be mindfully aware of everyone sitting around you and everyone that comes into your presence today, as well as all the countless numbers of beings that we won't be in touch with, that we can't see, that we don't know. Now just bring the focus of your attention to your breath and just be aware of each breath you take in and each breath you breathe out. Just allow your thoughts to come and go. Let go of your stories. And just keep coming back to your breath whenever you become distracted. Let go of your thoughts. Let go of the stories in your head. Now is the time just to come back to the silence. Be with your breath. Relax into your breath. Now be aware of your mind and your body. Try to carry this peaceful feeling and tranquil feeling with you through the day. And may any merit that we achieve through anything we do be sent forward out to the people who need this. May peace be with you. May you be well and content and filled with peace. Thank you. We're going to do a special meditation today, and we're thinking again about the little boy AJ who was killed, and now the healing has to begin. We're hearing lots of stories and lots of things in the news, probably, and we have to try and let go of the stories and just focus on what we can do. How we can be filled with compassion, letting go of anger, but be trying to fill our own hearts with compassion and sending that out. So we're going to do the monastics will do some chanting, and then we'll have a short time to talk. And also everything we're doing is to honor the people who have died and who are so fearful in Sri Lanka right now. And we feel so close to them because of our own teachers, and many of us have been to Sri Lanka. So it's been a difficult week for a lot of people around this area. So we have to first fill our hearts with compassion so we're available for people who need us. And a lot of people need just kindness right now. It's too much for people to bear, particularly if they've had trauma and things happen in their own lives that cause this to bring it all up again.
Now we are going to chant, listening this chant, lovingly and kindly. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa Samma sambuddhassa itipiso bhagavarahan samma Vijjācarana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhamma Satta deva manussanang buddho bhagavate swakka Bhagavata dhammo sandittiko akaliko ehipansik Opanayiko paccattam veditambo vinyohiti supatipan Sāvaka sangho ujupatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho ñāya pati Bhagavato sāvaka sangho sāmici patipan Bhagavato sāvaka sangho yadidan chattari purisa yogani attapuri Esa bhagavato sāvaka sangho ahuneyo pahune Dakkineyo anjali karaneyo anuttarang punyakket Lokan sate tena sancavatjena patu tvang Etena sancavatjena patu tvang ratanatayang Etena sancavatjena Pātu tvang ratanatayang karaniya matta kusalena yantan Padang abhisamenca sakko ujuca sujuca suvaco Mudu anatemane santussa koca subaroca apakiccoca salvanti santendriyoca nipakoca appagam kulesu ananugindo nacakundan samacare kinci Pare upavadeyon sukhino vake minon Sabbe santa bhavantu sukhitanta eke cipanabu Tasavatāvarāvā anavase sādhigāvāye mahantā Majjimārasakānukatulādittāvāyeva andit යේච දූරේ වසන්තේ අවිදූරේ භූතාවා සම්භවේසි සබ්බේ සන්තා භවන්තු සුඛිතන්තා නපරෝ පරන්නිකුප් නාති මඤ්ඤේත කත්ත චිනං කංචේ ව්‍යාරෝෂනා පටිග සංඥානාඤ්ඤමන් දුක්ඛ මිච්ඡේය මාතා යතානි අම්පුන්තං ආයුසා පුත්ත මනුරංකේ වම්පි සම්බ භූතේසු මානසම් අපරිමාණං මෙන්තංච සම්බ ලෝකස්මින් මානසම්භාව අපරිමාණං උද්දං අධෝච තිරයංච අසම් අසපන්තං තිට්ඨම් චරන්නේ සින්නෝ වාසයානෝ යාවතංස විගතමින්දු ඒතං සතෙන් අදිත්තේය බ්‍රහ්ම විහාරං ඉදමාහු දිට්ඨිංච අනුපගම්ම සීලවාදස්සනේන කාමේසු විනයගේ ධන්නයි ජාතු ගබ්බසේ පුනාරේතේති තන්හංකරෝ මහාවීරෝ මේදංකරෝ සරණංකරෝ ලෝකහිතෝ දීපංකරෝ ජුතේන්ජරෝ කොණ්ඩඤ්ඤෝ ජනපාමොංකෝ මංගලෝ පුරිසා සබෝසුම දීරෝ රේවතෝ රතිවට්ඩනෝ සෝබිතෝ ගුණ සම්පන්න අනෝමදස්සේ ජනුන්තමෝ පදුමෝ ලෝක පත්ජෝතෝ නාර දෝවරසාරතේ පදුමුන්තරෝ සත්තසාරෝ සුමේදෝ අක් සුජාතෝ සම්බලෝකංගෝ පියදන්සේ නරාසබෝ අත්තදස්සේ ධම්මදස්සේ තමෝනුදෝසිද්දත් අසමෝලෝකේ තින්සෝ වරද සංවරෝ පුත්සෝ වරද සම් විපස්සේච අනුපමෝ සික්ඛේ සම්බහිතෝ සන්තාවෙස්සබෝ කකුසන්දෝ සත්තවාහෝ කෝනාගමනෝ රණංජෝ කස්සපෝ සිරිසම් ගෝතමෝ සක්ඛ්‍ය පුංගවෝ තේ සංසච්චේන සීලේන කාන්ති මෙත්ත තේපි ත්වං අනුරක් කහන්තු ආරෝග්‍යේන සුකේන ච තේ සංසච්චේන සීලේන කාන්ති මෙත්ත බක් තේපි ත්වං අනුරක්ඛන්තු ආරෝග්‍යේන සුකේන ච තේ සංසච්චේන සී කාන්ති මෙත්ත බලේන ච තේපි ත්වං අනුරක්ඛන්තු Arogena sukena chati. All the living beings be well, happy and peaceful. Thank you very much. Idamme ñāti naṁ hotu sukhita hontu ñātayo. Idamme ñāti naṁ hotu sukhita hontu ñātayo. Idamme ñāti naṁ hotu sukhita hontu. Yatta varivaha pura paripurenti sagarang evameva itodin petanang upakappati.
We've had a candlelight service on Monday, and we had another special service on Wednesday. And it just seems to keep going on. This is an important time for us to be together. So we really appreciate everyone being here. And just, I don't know about you, but just holding hands felt really good, right? We need to connect with each other. And I just wanted to say that I think sometimes we feel so frustrated because we can't change things all at once. We can't change things overnight. Sometimes we can't change things just period, right? We know it's part of this world. But sometimes what we have to remember is with our practice that we have to always come back to this practice. And that's why we practice when it's a good day, and that's why we practice when it's a difficult day and we even feel like we aren't going to be able to breathe. That's why we sit down and practice. Because it's a long-term healing process. And we're all healing. Sometimes the only thing we can do is practice. And then remember to be as kind as you can be to every person you meet, because we never know what's going on in the heart of that person. We never know how much they may be suffering, how damaged they may be, how much they need kindness. And we need to be available for that individual person right in front of us. That's mindfulness. That's our practice. And that can change a life. That can rescue someone, that can heal someone, that can help someone realize there's more to life than what they've been experiencing. And we have to do it by starting with the people, sitting around us, to be aware and to keep our hearts as open as we can to see what we need to see, and then keep practicing. Because the more we're out in the world, and basically we have to become bodhisattvas, right? Sometimes I resist that, but we are bodhisattvas. And so, the more we open our hearts, the more we're healing ourselves too. If we keep coming back and practicing and that our practice when we're sitting by ourselves is healing us. So the more we see and the more we reach out, the more healing we're doing at the same time. Because we have been everything. We have been all of the characters in this big drama. And everything touches us because we've been everything. We've played all the roles. And so we need to develop that compassion for all the characters. So I know we're capable of that. Sometimes it's hard to do, but I know that everyone here is capable of that. So does anyone have something they'd like to say or a comment they'd like to make? I think Georgia? Yeah, that's true for all of us. We need a place where we can heal so we can go back out and do the best we can do to keep we need to be guardians of the truth, guardians of peace. And so we need a place to come for our own healing. Then we go back out there. And that's why it's important for us to have noble friends, which is all of the path, and, a place for us to recharge, right? Mm-hmm.
So when people are being like judgmental with the parents,
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, how do we handle that?
I think we have to all choose our own way, but I think we have to remember, even if we feel like there may be a situation we don't want to, it becomes so much of a story that we almost have to back away from it. But I think some people are really ready to hear that we do have to pray and send our loving kindness to the perpetrators of things. That we can't choose sides anymore. And we have to do that regardless of the situation. And I think that people are ready to hear that. We don't want to hear it because when we're fueled with the emotion, we just want to go with the latest story that we hear, or and we want to find who's at fault. We want to find who we can blame, because that makes our world feel safer. Because if it's somebody else can be blamed, it's not going to touch us. We're safe. Our family's safe. Our little world is safe. But we have to go beyond that now. So I think it can be a gentle reminder that, my practice is to send compassion and loving kindness to every single being involved. To the dog in the house and to the people who have lost their way. Those people have lost their way. And I hate to do it, but it comes back to the 5 precepts, right? And the essential, but the basic teachings of the Buddha. There is suffering in this world. And what we're trying to do is find out how we can end the suffering. And one way is to understand that there are those 3 poisons in this world. There's greed and delusion and aversion and anger. And the world is suffering with those poisons. And this is what we're trying to work with all the time. So it's not just one person doing something to another person. Yeah.
Well, I think it's difficult to come to terms with the fact that this type of nature exists within our humanity, right? So, but within all of us, those poisons show up to some degree.
Mm-hmm.
And so I like that you had started, and I can't remember exactly what you said during meditation, that was about focusing on what we can do because we all are connected, so for our own selves, to eradicate those. How do we beat up on ourselves every day? How do we beat up on others every day? And eradicate those things from our own selves. It's like a reminder to think in those terms.
Right.
That this nature exists, unfortunately.
This is my human nature. It doesn't just belong to people who have really lost their way. Yeah, and we have enough trouble learning how to love ourselves. But that's why we have to keep doing it and keep working with it and keep coming back to it. Yeah, and that's good to remember too if people are ready to hear that. Like we have to work with ourselves. It's too much for us to be judging others and taking on that role.
And if we can do it for ourselves, that can impact the world.
That's exactly, and that's all that can impact the world, right? That's that being able to smile and see someone else's pain, or see that someone else needs a smile or a hello. Yeah, so this whole process, I think it helps me understand even more how important it is in our practice to always begin by coming back to ourselves and sending that healing, that loving kindness to ourselves. Because that's where it all happens. We can't change anything outside of ourselves. And it's as if the world is working very successfully at proving that to us over and over again. And so what we have to do is wake up to that and like, okay, I heard it this time. This time I know, right? Yeah, Dave?
My practice isn't to change others. My practice is to change myself. And by doing that, that's an act of generosity and love to the world, not just to myself.
That is absolutely right. That our practice is the greatest gift that we can give to the world, because we're changing everything that is within our little bubble. And we know that radiates out in that same unbounded way. So our practice has to just be ourselves, and that's our greatest gift of generosity. Thank you.
I think it was nice to see that there were so many people at Crystal Lake and here at Woodstock that were empathetic to what happened. It's the demonstration of compassion and loving kindness. So it's good to see that physically in other people,
Mm-hmm.
words, but actions as well.
Yeah, that feels like a gift to us, doesn't it? When they feel, and a gift to our teachers, and a gift to our spiritual tradition, when they recognize that. So it's coming back to us as a gift. I'd like us to end by saying my wish, because I think that's our way of saying everything. It's on the back of your chanting book. May I become at all times, both now and forever, a protector for those without protection, a guide for those who have lost their way, a ship for those with an ocean to cross, a sanctuary for those in danger, a lamp for those without light, a place of refuge for those who lack protection, servant to all in need. By means of this meritorious deed, may I never join with the unwise, only the wise, until the time I achieve